Hey everyone, Ryan Nordahl here with Epic Whitetail Habitat LLC. Welcome back to the channel. If you haven't already, hit that subscribe button. Give this video a like and a share. Any of the tools and products that you see me using in my videos, I'll always try to leave links in the description down below. So be sure to check that out. I'd really appreciate it. Anyway, we're in here today. We're doing some work. We're moving a stand around. It's not in a tree that's ideal. One thing we learned hunting it last year is that we're being skylined pretty easily by deer when they're traveling through. Now, I had a productive 3-day hunt out of this particular stand during the rut, of course, but we were still getting picked off. And I think we found a tree that's like literally right behind it that's actually going to help break up our human silhouette a lot better. So that's what we're in here doing today. If we get time, because I've got a baseball game I got to get to this afternoon yet, we're going to move another stand. But this isn't typically the way that I access this stand, but I'm not worried about it. This time of year, it's right at the end of May here. So I'm not afraid to go into my bedding areas, sanctuaries, what have you this time of year. You have to get in to evaluate them, see what other types of projects that you can do within your bedding areas. You know, you could be in there evaluating it to add thermal cover. You're probably planting some trees. Hopefully you've got it done already, but there's still a window of opportunity here to get in, plant trees for thermal cover anyway, some type of conifer of some sort, whatever works best for the soil types in your area. But I think there's some hinge cutting that can be done in here yet this summer. I'm not worried about oak wilt in here, the spreading of oak wilt in here, because as you can see behind me, it's a lot of soft maple, cherry with some elm in here. So I am not worried about spreading oak wilt whatsoever in here. These are all junk trees, but they're wildlife trees for sure. Is what it is. But we're going to get to moving this stand here when we get in here. I see we've got a little bit of trail work to do in here to clean up this travel corridor that I'm on, just to make it easier for deer so they're not having to pick up their feet, jump over it, whatever. Deer are lazy naturally. They don't want to have to jump over something if they don't want to. That's for sure. But yeah, we're going to get to work here. You think that's a mess? You have no idea how beneficial that is to this little kill plot out here in the stand location. It's right over there in that tree there. You can see my stand in that tree. We're going to move it to that maple right there. For those of you that abhor hinge cutting, yeah, there's a little bit of hazel brush here. Look at the stump sprouts on all this. All this cherry. It's right here. This is actually creating a screening wall when my access is through the swamp back here. You can see the larger oak trees over here in the background. It's actually a big opening of a swamp out there. And this is creating a wall in here. It even allows me to get in here on a sit or two in September. Very stealthy to get up into that tree in the past, but I'm moving it into this maple tree right here. Okay, so unfortunately, one of the things that I'm going to have to do here on this stand, it's been in here since 2020. What I'm going to have to do is I'm going to have to go up there. I've got my safety harness on with my lineman's belt. I'm gonna have to strap in on my muddy Stagger steps there, and I'm gonna have to cut the straps on that stand. This is a fast growing elm tree that I'm sitting in here, and unfortunately it started to grow around the straps, around the stand itself, and they're pretty tight and I can't loosen up the straps at all. So unfortunately I'm gonna have to cut them, but I kind of expected that when I hung this stand, that it was going to be here more permanently. Now that I want to move it, I'm going to have to cut the straps. They're probably getting a little rotten anyway from being out there. So guys, make sure you go out, if you're leaving stands year round, that you go out and you check those stands, check those straps every year. Have a good harness on with a lineman's belt. I can't stress it enough. Your loved ones depend on you to come home at the end of the day. It pertains to now in the off season, especially pertains during the hunting season as well. It all goes hand in hand. It doesn't matter what time of the year it is. Safety first. All right, so I got the stand on the ground here. Unfortunately, I had to cut the straps on the majority of my Stagger steps as well. But we're going to be moving it right into this little maple tree right here. We're only going to be up about 8-9 feet, which is going to be actually perfect. We have a better backdrop. Again, we got a small little kill plot on the back side of these hinge cuts, and that's between swamp right down here and the field up above us. We're on the downhill side. Bucks love to skirt this downhill side on this travel corridor, catching that thermal dropping off the field, scent checking these bedding areas between this travel corridor and the field edge. So that's why I like this setup so much, and especially because of our access. You cannot beat the access back into here. The other thing I'm thankful for today is this outdoor edge knife with the interchangeable blades. It's the Razor Lite. Really like it. You can change the blades on it. Yeah, I know how to sharpen a blade, but I tell you what, when you're in a pinch out in the field, whether you're dressing game or doing like I did to here and you have a dull blade, it's just not feasible, guys, to drag out the stone, hone it down. It's a hell of a lot quicker to just change the blades out quick. I always carry at least 4 or 5 extra blades with me at all times. You never know when you got to change that blade out. It's crucial. Check it out. I'll leave a link in the description for this knife below this video. As you can see there, got that stand hung. Now we just got to drop the lifeline off of it and get our bow rope down, hang our bow hangers, and we should be done. Okay, we got our Stagger steps set up. We got our muddy lifeline on. Got our bow rope hung here, strapped to the Stagger stick. We've got the stand set. We only use 2 Stagger steps. I'm only about, I can reach to 8 feet, and I'm about another foot up, so the platform height is about 9.5 feet, which is just fine. You don't always have to be 20 to 25 feet in the air. This stand just does not set up for that. Doesn't allow for it. Sometimes you just got to know what to look for, and study your stand setups. I mean, from year to year. Are the deer picking you out up in that 20 to 25 foot range like we were getting here last year? Now, I've done other things this winter because they were coming on the side I don't want them to come. So we made a big tornado zone, a wall if you will, and they'll funnel into the plot on the back side here. I don't want them coming here. It's swamp out behind here. So if they come in the swamp at all, it's just going to be too far of a shot. it is what it is. But they can't come right underneath us with this hinge cutting here behind me. Cannot come underneath that. So thick, so nasty, so gnarly now that they're forced right into the kill plot out here. So I think it's going to set up perfectly. We'll get the Tacticam set up here in a couple weeks, and we'll get it set up on our Spy High mounting system, and we'll let that do the work the rest of the summer. Just to see how, I like to get my cameras out early, just to see the does and the fawns and see the antler development. It's kind of hard right now to know which bucks are which. They are starting to grow, yes. We are starting to see some branching on some of our more mature bucks. Not a lot, just brow tines and the main beam still, but we're starting to see it. And now it's time to get our trail cameras out, let them start doing the work and tell the story from here. But I just wanted to bring you this little video on what I'm doing here today. We're about a week away from Memorial Day weekend here in 2023, and there's always something to do in the woods, that's for sure. Guys, thanks for joining me. Give this video a like and a share. Like I said, any of the tools, products that you see in this video, links are in the description below this video. Happy habitat and good luck with all your projects yet this spring and summer. God bless you all. Stay safe. Keep living the dream.